What's up, everybody? This is Infamous Sneaks here, back again with another episode. And this episode is actually going to be a part of a series of episodes that's going to be going across Instagram stories, Instagram in general, YouTube shorts, and just regular videos as well. And it's going to be covering samples, PEs, and friends and family sneakers as well, talking about what's so special about certain ones and what's the meaning behind it. I'm trying to get as many as I possibly can because they are spread out all over the internet. You really have to search and try to find these special type of shoes. I'm going to be breaking it all down to multiple episodes so you can keep up with all the episodes that does come out. But before we get into any particular sneaker, let's talk about what is a sample. So when it comes to a sample, you're probably asking, like, what do you mean as a sample? So when it comes to a sample, it's essentially exactly what I'm saying. A sample, just a prototype essentially. So you may be experimenting with certain colorways, certain color swatches, certain prints, textures, whatever that your product is. It does not have to relate to sneakers at all. That can mean any product that you make when it comes to producing. It's a sample. But when it comes to sneakers, especially ones that people collect, that essentially is going to be where, when you're going through that production process, you may have come down during the way if you wanted to go and change up this color, but you may have already made a couple of the shoes because you wanted to see it on a shoe instead of just on a computer. So when that shoe is made, you may have 3 versions of that color, and it may only be those 3 particular colorways existing in the world. And then from there, you may change it last minute, and then whatever the general release pair is, that's what everybody has. But you have another version that has different colorways on it, could have been, but it got changed. And just like anything, just like Pokemon cards, baseball cards, or anything to where it is a collectible item and it may be different variants of it, people collect it. So that's essentially what it means to be a sample within the sneaker world. And those can fetch very, very high prices. So when it comes to samples, seeing how there's only few in the world, the price to get into this particular bracket of collecting can be very expensive, even for the average collector. So when it comes to PEs, that actually stands for players exclusive. So that's basically just a shoe that's made for that specific player in either a specific colorway, or it could be their custom colorway that they came up with, they wanted the sneaker brand to go and make. And that can either be for people who are already signed to a sneaker brand, or it could be a sneaker brand that people are interested in trying to get to, but still kind of teasing it on their foot to try to see what they might like or what it could look like with team colors, just kind of anything. And when it comes to it, the brand usually makes only a few pairs. Of course, there's going to be a pair within the player size, and then it may be a couple other sizes just to see what it would look like in men's or women's basketball. And only a few of these pairs are going to exist because they were only made for the player. But since most NBA players or even WNBA players may have bigger than average feet, you're going to find them in very various sizes. And since there's so few pairs of PEs in existence because it's only made for just the player and essentially any other sizes that the brand wants to go and make, when it comes to that particular shoe, that will be all the pairs that's in existence. So just like when it comes to samples, people want to collect it because it's a few pairs in existence and people want these exclusive pairs that are made for the players. And sometimes these will be game worn sneakers too, so we already know how much game worn collectible items go for on a resale market. And lastly on the list is F and F. But that's mainly when you're actually searching for the shoe, I would say F and F, but most of the time, most people call them friends and family. And essentially, that is a special type of sneaker, just like samples and the PEs, how they're extremely sought after because they're collectibles. This one is the true definition of a collectible. Essentially, this can be a care package, it can be a gift, it can be a multitude of things essentially. So when it comes to a brand, they sometimes send out promotion pairs, or they may send out special boxes to either certain influencers or maybe friends of the brand, or it could be family members that's related to people high up within the brand, such as the executives, the chairmen, and shit like that. Or it could be other people who are directly related to families who may have owned these companies or anything like that. Depends on what the brand considers family or friends. So they send out these packages, and it could be filled with all types of goodies. Sometimes it could just be the regular general release pair, and it could just be a bunch of goodies and a customized box that comes with the shoe. But since this was only made for a certain amount of people, there will only be a small amount of these sneakers available to ever buy on the resale market, because you cannot buy this retail. And most of the time, people don't even know this is coming their direction. They just get sent it and they see, oh snap, what the hell? But it's a what the hell, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I have enough clout or I'm that important to get this type of sneaker. Or your sneaker could be to where it is a slight variation on your friends and family pair compared to what generally releases, and it has all those other goodies. It all changes per sneaker. We don't really know what's gonna be with them until you actually open the box and you see, oh shit, or you just look at the box and it's like, oh shit. Or lastly, it could be something like it's such a small iteration, such as instead of this tongue color being blue, it's now red, and that could be the only small difference, just like a sample, but it will come with something different to signify that this is friends and family. Much like a sample that may just be in a regular general box, you may not know that it's a sample, not unless you see a special tag that tells you it's samples. Friends and family sneakers aren't going to tell you anything, not unless you're just looking at it and it's different, or you see the packaging comes in and it's different. That's not normal. That's friends and family. Now that I've gone over all three types of sneakers, the first sneaker that I'm actually going to add to this list is going to be tied into the last video that we just did, this friends and family version of it. I'm pinning it somewhere on the screen, and that's actually going to be the Trophy Room Jordan 1. Now, this one is not as long. Explanation is actually pretty simple, but we don't entirely know the full meaning of it. I'm going to explain that. So when it comes to the differences between the regular Jordan Trophy 1 and the Friends and Family version of the Trophy 1, I'm sorry to say it, the only difference is the laces. That's it. You just get an extra set of blue laces that has some text on it that says "Rumor has it." That's it. And when it comes to this shoe, we've actually been never given a stock count on how many pairs exist, but knowing what Marcus Jordan did, half them shits just got resold anyway to a reseller who's reselling them again. But you know how that shit goes. But seeing how the Friends and Family, there's probably not that many pairs, but we don't know that stock. We usually don't get that stock number when it comes to it, but sometimes they do give you the stock number. It just depends on how the packaging is. They'll put it on it, or if they don't, they don't. And when it comes to the laces, we actually don't really know what the laces mean when it says "rumor has it," because we don't know if that necessarily means with the next sneaker that's coming out, or when that sneaker was coming out, whether or not it was speculation of trying to figure out what was the sneaker going to be. And is it going to be a good collab? Is it going to be a bad collab? Did the colorways leak? We don't really know, and people were just having a lot of rumors and speculation about it. So that's what one theory is, but you have other theories out there, or it's just as is, just take it as is, and there's nothing more than it. We don't really know much more than that. So we're just gonna have to go with it as being an open-ended question, not unless Marcus Jordan decides to want to answer what it actually means. And when it comes to the story of this video, well, that's it. It's unfortunately it's over. It's just like that. Even though I told you before that some of these videos will be really short because it's just not a lot of information on these sneakers to give, or the information that is there is so little because that's all there is to it. There's nothing more to dig deeper into. So stay tuned on our other platforms such as Instagram Reels, Stories, and YouTube Shorts, so I can go and keep you engaged when it comes to the other videos, when it comes to the samples, PEs, and Friends and Family as well. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys.